Hello and welcome. Today we're going to look at possibilities of a linear system, and what do I mean by that? Well, there are three possibilities when you are looking at a linear system that could exist. The first possibility, the most common, is that we've got something like this. We graph one line, goes maybe like this. We graph the other line, goes like this. And there it is, lo and behold, one point of intersection, we would have one solution. And that's kind of the most common situation. However, we also could run into a situation like this. We graph one of the lines, then we graph the other line, but they don't seem to cross. In fact, we have parallel lines. So that means if they never cross, there's no solution. And then there's one other possibility, and that is you graph one of the lines, maybe it goes like this, then you go and you graph the other line, and well, lo and behold, it seems to be like right over top the first one. So what does that mean? How many intersection points are there? Well, there's so many, we can't count them all, so we just say there are infinite solutions. So there are three possibilities here that exist. So when you're looking at a linear system, how do you know what you got? Well, there's the easiest way in most cases is to rearrange them into slope-intercept form. So if you rearrange them into slope-intercept form, then it's really easy to see what do you got going on. So by that I mean, and I'll give you an example here, suppose you've rearranged it and it looks like this. So you got y equals 2x plus 3, and then you rearrange the other one, you get something like this. Y equals 1/4 x minus 7. Okay, I can look at this, and because the two slopes here, like this number and this number, they're totally different numbers. Okay, that means these lines are going to cross. They got different slopes. See, if you look at situation number 2, they have the same slopes because they're parallel lines. In number 3, they have the same slopes because they're the same line. So whenever you have different slopes, that means there would be one solution. Okay. Now suppose you had something like this. Say you had y equals 3x plus 10, and then the other one looked like this, y equals 3x minus 2. Well, I got the same slopes, so I know it's either situation number 2 or number 3. Same slopes, but I got different y-intercepts. That tells me they're not the same line, they're parallel lines. So this would have no solution. Okay? So the trick really is to rearrange them into slope-intercept form. So let's clear off the screen and do an example here. One where I got to do a little bit of rearranging here and then see what we get. Okay, so I think the example I'm going to look at might look something like this. Maybe the one equation is 4x minus 5y plus 7 equals 0. So we got one equation in general form, and then the other equation, actually I'm going to write it over here. Y plus 3 equals 4/5 x minus 9. So this one's in slope point form. Alright, so what do we got going on here? Well, let's put each equation into slope-intercept form. So what I'm going to do in this first one, I'm going to add the 5y to the other side. Okay, so we've added the 5y over to the right side, and now I'm going to divide everything by 5. there's my first term and my second term, and then it equals just plain old y. So here's the slope, 4/5. Okay, and then here's the y-intercept. All right, so now I'm going to take a look at this equation. Well, first of all, I can see, because it's in slope point form, that I got the same slope. So I know they're either parallel or they're the same line. So I got that. So really, what I got to look for now is what is the y-intercept. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to move the 3 to the right side. So I'm going to go -3. And at the same time, I'm going to expand out these brackets here. So 4/5 times x. Then it's going to be negative 4/5 times 9. So that's going to be 4 times 9 and then a 5 on the bottom. Now, in order to see what the y-intercept is, I got to put these numbers together. So I'm going to build a fraction here with a common denominator. And that means a common 5. So here's what this equation now looks like. 4/5 x, and then over here I got negative 36 minus 15, so that's going to combine and make negative 51 over 5. So I look at that now and I go, you know what? This is a completely different y-intercept. I got the same slopes, okay, no problem there. But I definitely got a totally different y-intercept. So what do I have? I actually have parallel lines, which means there is no solution. And that's where I'm going to stop. So have a good one, and we'll catch you later.